Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is another wonderful, sticky, humid summer evening, and we are here at the Art Throwdown. We are here Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, pretty much every weeknight. So, a lot of our regulars are popping in here. I see Frank and Phil and Ashley and Nan. Frank is saying he was the first one here, so he gets extra credit for that. Jim's here. Welcome back, Jim. And Nick is here. All of these folks are popping in. Very cool. Jennifer is here. All right. So tonight is going to be part 2 of our Coptic binding tutorial. So Jennifer is going to be popping in here momentarily. Frank's asking, do I remember that frost thing? Old world internet. No, I do not remember the frost
Hey,
thing. Hi. Good evening.
let's see. Am I clear?
Yeah, so
So far, so
little
good.
pixely, little pixely.
All right.
We'll give it a
Vi-
second and just like let it
Yeah.
simmer. I'm like, it needs to simmer down.
Oh, hey, Fee.
And Fee is here. Good morning to you, Fee. Oh my goodness. I just, that's amazing that she comes on at like such a crazy early hour of the day. I can't even get up at 7. I can't. And then like my kids try to wake me up and I get all crazy. 8 o'clock maybe, 9 o'clock, that's good. But yeah, this corona's done funny things to my sleeping schedule.
This morning, I woke up at 7, like randomly, and I was like, why? Like, that's
Like,
for
what is
me, that's too
this?
early.
What is the purpose
So
of
I,
this?
so I laid in bed for like an hour, and then like finally, I think at 8:30, I fell back asleep until 10.
Oh my God, I wish. I wish. Because once I'm
Yeah.
up, I am up. And I'm like, oh, no naps. It's going to go until, like, the day's going to go on until whenever, like, bedtime ends up being. So last night, I won't lie, guys, I was up until, well, technically 1:30 this morning. And there are 18 postcards going out all together with the bingo card on them. So I mailed out half of them this morning, and then the other half I am finishing up this evening. So I think by tomorrow we will have all 18 bingo cards going out by end of day tomorrow. Hey, Pam.
Uh,
So that's been my little project I've been kind of working on steadily throughout the evening and this evening, yesterday and today. So yes, and Moonlight Clover is here. Hola, Pam. Hey, guys. Well, this is a fine Thursday evening. So, Jennifer, what do you think? Are you going to go back into your demo? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I was trying to think. So we left off talking about tools.
Yes. So, want to do a quick refresher for anybody who might not have been here last night so this is Coptic bookbinding, guys, and we're going to go through the tools, and then she's going to take us into the technique. And Diva Jane is here. Hello, good evening. We're about to start our tutorial.
So, well, yesterday I was showing you different materials that could be your cover, and I thought of another one.
Ooh,
I
do
guess.
tell.
Oh, let's see. Um, so this one I actually bought from a friend. And it's like this thick felt.
Okay.
So,
It has
you
kind of a
know,
fuzzy look to it from here.
yeah, no, it is fuzzy. Yeah, because it's a felt. So it's kind of cool because it's, not a hardcover, but it's thick enough to, you know, to to use. So
It'll
just,
protect that outside well
yeah,
enough, right?
yeah. So
Cool.
just as another
And where did
thought
okay, I gotta
process.
ask you, that doesn't look like the felt that like I like so I buy sheets of felt for the my Girl Scout troop, and like they're like little fragile, not fragile, but they're thinner. That looks like very thick felt. Like where did you buy
Yeah.
that?
I actually, so, well, the book itself I got from one of my bookbinding teachers, so I don't know exactly where she got it.
Okay.
Um, But yeah, it's definitely not like Girl Scout.
Yeah.
It's not kids felt, it's like adult felt. I,
Sweet. So today I learned there is adult felt. Awesome.
it's, yeah, nice and thick. So
Sophisticated. I love it. I
we
love
have
it.
to research how where to get that for
Yeah,
sure.
but it's interesting though how like there's so many different surfaces and textures and just materials that you could technically use to make the outside
Yeah.
of a book.
Also, so these are plain, I because I couldn't find my sample, but these are like those canvas boards that you
Yes,
get.
like to paint on.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so that could be your front and back cover.
pretty. And then you
You
could
know,
paint them when you're done, or heck, you could
yeah,
paint them before you start. And yeah,
definitely. I was yeah, so to get because like your stitching your will be here, so it's like hard to kind of paint there afterwards in a way because then you're going
so
around the stitching. So if you paint it before, like oh, it could be a serious painting or it could just be like, throw some quick color on it just so that there is like a background on there.
by the
And
way,
yeah,
Frank,
what
Frank, are you serious? Is that a serious comment? He says, I get my thick felt from the Mad Hatter's Felt Emporium and Mercury Depository.
sounds legit.
It sounds legit, but I can't tell if he's being like low key sarcastic. I can never tell. It's like trivia with Frank's comments. I'm like, is he being factual or is he being sarcastic? I don't know. Mercury Depository. Ah, sounds suspicious. But maybe, I mean, he lives in Connecticut, so like maybe that's a legit business there. I
I mean,
don't
the
know.
Mad Hatter like has crazy hats, so like that sounds serious.
All right, Jim says he's joking. Well, Jim,
Uh,
obviously, you get his humor a lot more readily than we do, so thank you for that. All right.
so
I was like, where do I buy some mercury? No, kidding, kidding. I'm not going to buy mercury. Yeah. Okay, he's kidding.
it really it's like that game like Balderdash. Isn't that what it's called where
Yes.
you like make
Yes.
up a word like the meaning of a word and you have to guess if it's like real or not.
Yup. Yup.
So yeah, I would have totally guessed that one as like that's for real. And there you go.
It sounded a little too legit. I'm like, that's an awfully specific business name. I'm like, all right. Anyway.
So our review, then back to the tools again. This is where we left off, right?
Yes.
Oh, right. I didn't do my homework. I was gonna find my receipt and look up other paper choices. Totally didn't happen. So
All good. All good. Like I
another
said, we
day.
fly by the seat of our pants on here, so it's par for course. It's all good.
So
Just
I
wing it.
decided to like dress up and I was like, I'll put earrings on, but I don't know. I feel like staring at myself with them moving, it feels distracting. So I'm gonna do a on camera earring take off.
This reminds me of the time, and I love her designs. Third Eye Design made these beautiful lightning bolt glitter sequin earrings, and I put them
Yeah.
on. But every time I would try to craft, they'd be like wah 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 wah. So I had to I lasted an hour, and then I'm like, man, I don't think I can craft with these because they're so large. They're like this big. They kept hitting my microphone. It was like clack clack clack. So
Oh,
anyway,
yeah. Just like that.
just like that.
Okay.
Hey Anna.
So, yeah, so there we are. The awl we discussed, the pin tool. I'm gonna use this in action in a little bit. So, show you how to use it. Okay.
Yes.
Then, then there's your thread that you need. So I know some people ordered the sets off Amazon. So this is a pre-waxed thread. It
Pre-waxed. Okay.
yes, it comes waxed already, and because you see when it's out, see how stiff it is, the way it hangs, and then this would be unwaxed thread, and so when that comes off of oh wow lighting okay, when that comes off, you see how it has more of a twirl
Yep.
going on.
Yep.
So then what you would need to do is then take wax. So you could either get a chunk of beeswax or if you have like a candle at home you're not using. Um, I once used I was at my grandma's and I used Shabbat candles in a pinch. I was like,
I mean,
they
wax
had a
is
extra
wax.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you would want to run the thread through your wax to stiffen it.
So
And
your candle doesn't have to be lit. You can just do that up against a dry candle.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
and yeah,
Because I
don't
was
light the
starting to
candle. It
calculate in my
has
head. I'm
to be
like, okay,
dry.
I light the candle, I melt the wax down, and then I dip my hands in it. I'm like, I'm gonna get burned. I don't know how this works.
Oh
Okay,
no,
that's
no,
scary.
an
That's scary.
unlit
Okay.
wax candle
All right.
without the wax.
And you
I
get
mean,
bonus
without
points for mentioning your grandma. So Phil says grandma's. So I
grandma.
think he means
Yeah,
grandma magic. So little grandma magic sprinkled in here tonight.
yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yes. So then, yeah. So, because you would need to do that, because if you're sewing, you it's like with when it's yeah, so if you're sewing something like with several signatures, you want it to be like a stiffer thread or like a wax thread,
Okay.
because otherwise that twirl it because you're going to end up starting with like a really long thread, and it could the idea is there's more potential for it getting knotted along the way, but the wax will help lessen those chances.
Got
So
it. Okay.
this is both of them, whether it's wax or on wax, it's bookbinding thread. What you could use is if you have embroidery thread,
So you
that's
could
you could
use that
use
in a pinch if you wanted, or like
yes,
there was like some specific color that you needed to coordinate with your design. You could use embroidery.
yeah, you can. You just want to have the wax to wax your embroidery thread. And you just don't want to like sewing thread, for clothing would be too thin.
Like really
So
thin polyester thread on the spool, like not
yeah,
that one,
no,
not that.
yeah,
So
that's
you need
not
a nice
happening.
thick thread,
Yeah, but like a medium thick,
medium
like
thickness. Okay.
twine would be too thick,
Right. Okay.
unless
So no
you know,
twine.
yeah, I mean, unless you then made your holes much larger and did other things and had a giant needle. So I mean, there's always possibilities, but sort of the rules before you
Yep.
start branching out into crazy threading materials
That
would
I
be
believe the thread alone, it's got to be its own like rabbit hole that bookbinders talk about and obsess over. So, how about the needle? What kind of needle do you
yeah.
use?
So you want to use a curved needle.
Curved needle. Okay, I did not
Yeah.
know that existed.
So here's the. I
You know,
feel like
Russ probably
you
showed.
can't
Okay, if
see.
he's watching or he watches in the future, Russ, you probably showed me this stuff like 1,000 times, but I guess I wasn't paying attention because I don't know. I feel like I should know these
So
things, but
Russ, when we were talking, I don't know. I keep holding stuff up to. I feel like it's hard to
it's all
see. I'm
good.
like, there's no background. There we are.
I
There
see
we are.
it.
No, perfect. So yeah, so that's gonna be best because it's a link stitch. Wait, no, now you can't see it because it's a link stitch. Um, there's that's June,
That's
right?
Nan. Nan is
Nan.
saying,
Oh
"Is
my
there a
God, I'm so
thread?" That's
embarrassed.
okay. And believe me,
I
Russ
feel
and I
like
still have trouble keeping track of who is who with their
I feel like
usernames.
everyone knows everyone's names except for me.
I'm like, Russ, who's that again? Or if it's someone that comes in, I'm like, hey, who's that? But so is
So
there actually
Nan,
a thread called bookbinding thread? She wants
which
to know.
is yes,
Okay.
yes, there is. This is literally called bookbinding thread.
All right.
Um, oh, right. So Russ, right, when the whole thing about the curved needles was going around, Russ sent me this like message with a video about how to make your own, which involves a candle, a pliers, and like rubbing against leather. And I was like, that's too much for me. Like I can't. And he was like, it's easy. All you need is, and so yeah. So Russ, if you're out there, I'm sorry. Like
We're not going to
that
do
is too
that.
much for me. But you
Sometimes
do
it's just
that.
easier. Like with me with a flame, like I have a candle back there. That's kind of the extent of me playing with fire. That's probably safe. But like, if it comes pre-prepped, like pre-curved, I would just be like, I'm gonna splurge. I'm gonna get the pre-curved needle and just
Yeah.
go
And
with
it's
it.
not even that much. Fee got hers already, and she said it was like $1.50
Okay.
um,
So that's
on
not a
Amazon.
terribly
So,
expensive
and
investment.
it
That's
comes in a
reasonable.
package of three. So, yeah,
Nice.
it's
Nice.
so it could be larger. There's some smaller, but yeah, curved. It's a little weird at first, like because it kind of flip flops when you first get started, but then as you get to like the next signature, it's definitely helpful.
So as you start to get some tension on your thread, it starts to kind of, you get into like a
It
rhythm.
Yeah, once you get into it, yeah.
Cool. All right.
So, let's see. So what else? Those are tools, right?
We talked about the awl, the pin
I'm
tool,
like,
curved
think
needle,
those are my
thread,
tools. There's nothing left on my table.
the cradle, or something
Oh,
like a
right.
cradle.
Yeah, so that's what now I'm gonna shift into that area. Right. So yeah. So I don't have a cradle. What I use instead is actually just a book.
Okay.
I use a book. And that I'm gonna show you. So in order to get there, so what we have to do is you have to make a jig. So jig is like a template. I don't know why it's called a jig in bookbinding, JIG, but it
Okay.
is. I know a lot of people are joining. Luckily, Phil,
Hello,
I think, is
guys.
saying hi to everyone for us.
Feels like hi. We'd like to announce people when they come in. So, quick hello to Frenchie's Vintage. That sounds like a store I would totally shop at, by the way. 201 Pickers. I have to start stalking you guys to see what kind of awesome finds you have because I love antiques. Um, and I think that is. Oh, and Penelope's here too. Hello.
And then I
Yeah,
know a
welcome.
while back I saw Peace Lettering joined,
Yes,
which is
hi. I
in
think there's
front
a
of
couple people I missed. For anybody we missed, good evening. We are doing our book binding, a Coptic binding tutorial right now. Nine
So
unit grid
yeah,
lover joined. Hello, good evening.
yes.
Yep. All right. So,
All right. So JIG, jig. So you want to cut a piece of scrap paper to the size of your book. So I'm gonna actually. So here's my scrap paper. Oh, Penelope. I can't read. Does yeah? No, I got lost. Sorry.
all good, all good.
I'll just say hi. Okay.
This is why
So
usually I read the comments, or no, sorry, Russ reads the comments,
you.
and I like do my little crafts. So, we tag team. It's a tag team effort here.
Uh, and we have a assist on Phil to say hi to everyone.
Yes. All right, Phil, say hi to everyone.
Yeah. Do that for us. Okay. So I have my scrap paper, and this is now the size of my book. Okay. So I need to cut my scrap paper to the size of my book. So you can mark it and cut it with scissors, whatever. I like to use my paper cutter. I'm going to try to do a tip down. Let's see if it
Sure.
works again.
Yeah.
And if at any point, like really pixely or fuzzy, let me know, and then it'll just be like you for the rest of the time. Okay.
No worries. Yep. Yep.
Okay. So, um, so I'm gonna take my book and I kind of with the oh you can't see. I'm like below it. That's funny.
If you
Yes.
tilt it over to the side a teeny bit, I think we'll be able to see what you're doing. Because like we can only see like half of your workspace there.
Uh,
And Ryan B just joined. Hello. Lots of people joining tonight. We are doing a Coptic bookbinding tutorial. And Jennifer's
okay.
just getting situated there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So okay, so there's my paper is in there. And then I take my ruler and line it up. So again, this is how just no measuring. So I'm just lining it up to whatever it is and tape it down and then take my scrap paper and cut it. So now that is that size. Okay, so then I'm going to fold that in half. And then it's up to you to figure out kind of the measurement for how many like whole how many stitching rows you want. So when we make the holes, it's called actually sewing stations. So yeah, so for this one, there was four like state holes that were punched. So it's four sewing stations that made four of these like link rows for the
Okay.
stitching.
Carrie is saying you're a little bit pixelated. So, Carrie, is it the visual, is it the audio, or is it both? Let us know. But so far, so
Okay.
good. At least for now, I can see the side of that book.
Okay. Oh, before I moved it. So, yeah, so then you look for your measurement there. So I'm gonna kind of move ahead from that because we could get
Yep.
back to that when we're kind of
It's a
ready to
little
do
better
it. But
now, by the
that's
way, too. Yeah.
okay, cool. Um, all right. So when it's like extended, then maybe we'll call it. So
Okay.
hopefully that doesn't just because then um yeah, then that's not good. So yeah, so you would make your measurement. Okay, so I already did that for my other size.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my marks that I created. I decided on four sewing stations, and I kind of I did measure. This isn't the only place I would measure, kind of in a way,
Mm-hmm.
but I also kind of measure weird. Instead of looking at like how many inches it is, also depending like I flip it over and then use millimeters. So it's like whatever kind of is easiest on the piece of paper that it is. So instead of getting into crazy division, I kind of like count over. I'm like, oh, that's one, two spaces. And then I'm like, oh, there's one, two spaces. So I do weird measurement. So, but I'm going to leave that open. You figure out your measurement any way you want, you
Okay.
know.
But that
Okay.
thing is
So
basically going to
then
show like how far apart your holes are going to be for your
your
actual
book.
sewing
Yeah.
process. Okay. So that's the
Yeah.
jig is like a template.
Yes.
Okay.
So then you put that in the center of one of your signatures and use a clothespin.
Aha. Good old
So
fashioned clothespin. All right.
yes, so it could be a clothespin, binders, clip, whatever you have.
Okay.
Okay, so this is actually, I want to move this. And this is where the cradle kind of would come into play, but instead I'm going to use one of my old encyclopedias. This is the best encyclopedia set ever. I've used it. Uh, it's actually really funny. So it's like a junior set.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I got it actually at like kind of a yard sale situation. And they only had A through M. So in school, I was like praying that I didn't get anything, any projects after the letter M.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, good. It starts with D. I could do it.
Oh, that's
Yay.
hilarious.
So since then, I use it to press like my papers or use it to lean on. It's like a constant thing that I'm still using, but not so much the inside, more the outside.
I don't know why, but I love looking at old school encyclopedias because you can see like all the political maps have changed. Like from like if you find one from decades ago, you're like, whoa, look at how much has changed in the world. It's crazy. Pre-Google, yeah, Carrie, that's right. That was definitely you're bringing me back to the '80s, man. That was pre-Google, pre everything. And Vinu just joined. Hello, Vinu. I should say good morning to you in India. Good morning.
Oh, very nice. So, okay, so now this is where I'm going to use the needle tool that, remember, again, is the same thickness, so I don't have to kind of think about it too much. And literally where I have my pencil marks, which is right in kind of the fold of the paper, is where I'm going to punch my my holes. Try and see if you're gonna see it come out. Maybe it's too low. So, okay. Which, I don't know, might be a little hard. We have to figure out angles. Okay, so I punched that, and so let's
So you're
see.
gonna do that. You're gonna punch
Or
through that
just
jig for each signature or set of papers that you have for your book. Then.
yes. And so I put a mark on one side. It has a little H. You could put a star. H is for the head of the book. So let's say you had like I mean there's text on here, but remember I'm sort of ignoring it. But
Mm-hmm.
let's say you had text on your pages, you want to make sure that they all match. It's sort of a good habit, or even if it's blank pages, just so you know where you're at, that you put a mark on one side because that way I know, okay, did that, and then I go take my next signature, and then I take the jig, and I know that H is on my right side, and I put it
Mm-hmm.
in the next signature in the exact same place.
Got it. Okay.
So, because otherwise, because what if there wasn't a mark and then you lifted it up and it flipped? It actually means that this wouldn't match necessarily.
So then you'd kind of get this effect with your
Yes,
signatures
yeah,
rather than have them be flush. Got it. So the direction matters then.
yes. So, and then, yeah, so I kind of can't do it backwards, but I'm just, let's see. So that's kind of what I'm doing, right on that mark and then giving a push through.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
Oh, so Patty's family has a set of 1960s encyclopedias, and she is offering to see what it says about the mail system, and she's going to check that out. So she thinks that would be interesting. I agree. I want to see it. I love old reference books, and it sounds so weird, but I like to smell like the sides of the book. I'm like, oh my god, it's so old. It's like I don't know. It has that book smell. You guys know what I'm talking about? That old book
Yeah.
smell. I don't know. There's something fascinating about it.
So I'm trying to think if anyone has any questions. I thought I would just kind of do this and then I was going to just do some stitching. I don't know. I feel like the big
Yeah.
explanation part was kind of more yesterday.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I think it's good to see it in action, and that works for me. Yeah.
but I went to the studio today and I brought back like this is just another example of kind of grain direction. Okay. So this is actually a corrugated piece of paper. So when I fold it this way,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of the direction of the corrugation, it's obviously very easy to see the direction of the grain.
Mm-hmm.
And then to now go the other way is practically impossible because it has these ridges. So then that would mean that this direction is the grain direction.
Okay, so go with. I'm taking some notes here, like off camera, as you're explaining it. So go with the grain, I guess, is the wisdom to
Yeah.
be taken from this.
So
Always
it's like
go with the grain.
whichever way, yes, whichever way it's rolling, then it means that's the direction of the grain,
All right.
which again is important as you kind of go forward in bookbinding. But if you get mixed up, again, when choosing your paper, we're not going to be doing any gluing. So, don't stress out.
Well, that is music to my ears. A craft that does not require crazy amounts of yoo-hoo, like all mine do. I'm getting a little. You know what? I should probably switch to a bookbinding project sometime soon because I'm getting a little tired of using my glue stick. Oh, I'm in like the paper sweatshop here. You guys have to understand. I did 9 postcards for the bingo earlier today, and I got 9 more that I'm trying to finalize and finish and get out in the mail. So everybody kind of gets them around the same time. But obviously, fee yours will probably get there a little bit later since it's international mail. But yeah, so
So then, once you punch all your signatures, you could kind of see your. Wait, I feel like I can't hold still. There we are. you see the line of the sewing stations
Yeah,
and see how they're all lined up and matching?
you're getting tons of hearts here. Yep.
That's the goal.
Awesome.
Because, depending, and it takes some practice, like if they're kind of a little off like that, then it'll kind of be a little,
You're going to have like a
they'll basically.
weird angled binding stitch. It won't be like
Well, the
straight.
weird thing, the holes, the sewing session, I can't speak. They'll line up when they stitch. The holes will line up. It's the pages that will become all weird. You get that kind of slightly off thing with the pages because they'll pull it together. Oh no, you're right, they won't. Why am I getting mixed up? Yeah, no, yeah, it'll be a little off on the sewing. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, no
So
worries.
just make it straight if you can. Okay, so that's that. And that's, my cradle version, just off of a book. Um, but one thing I am aware of is to do the outer edge of the book versus this way, because on this side it's like where the spine is. So it's like I don't want to lean on that because it's all, weird to lean on. So when you lean on a book, I lean on the outer edge of the book to do those punching holes.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know. I think I just said that weird. We'll get back to that again.
Well, you don't want to
Okay,
go in the curvy part because it's going to make your punches all skewed, right? It's not going to make the
yes,
punches
yes.
even. That makes sense.
Okay. So then I found in my projects to do and projects to finish, I started this book like last March, I think, from when I was teaching a class and never finished mine. So I already have everything punched. I have my boards punched already. Or, oh, I didn't punch the top. Okay. I have the bottom punched and they're ready to be sewed.
So when you're
So,
sewing those, do you have to have the top and bottom cover together, or do you do the each side of the cover separate?
separate.
Okay.
Yes. So you're starting with your bottom cover and one of the signatures. And then you're going to sew in and out. So here's the center of the signature. So we're going to sew it back and forth from the inside center to the spine. And then add the next one on top of it.
So you sew each individual signature separately first.
Yeah, well, you start. So right now, so I'm kind of I already had started this. So I'm not quite starting from the very first one, but I'm going to continue because right now there's 3 stitches where it's attaching to the cover. So I'm going to continue. So first you stitch one signature to one of the covers, and then you add your next signature, and then you keep adding your next signature until you get ready to do the cover on the other side.
Cool. All right.
So while I'm sewing, what are you working on?
Well, let's see. Couple of quick updates. So Janet is tent camping. Actually, no, not tent camping. She is pop-up camper camping. So real
Well,
envious. So I don't know exactly when we're going to do the bingo, but Janet, if you're out there, you're listening, we will definitely try to make sure that we have the bingo, this craft art throwdown bingo when you are around. This is the last call for bingo cards, everybody. If anyone out there does not have a bingo card and you want to join in the fun, we're not going to do it every night. This might start out being like a once a month thing, and I don't know, maybe we'll get to do it every other week or something like that. But the prizes will be very modest, like you can send it with a first class stamp kind of a prize. So I don't know, use stamps or stickers or postcards or paper goods that paper crafters like to collect and craft with. So the prizes will mostly be papery type things. The cards are going out. Most of them, if not all of them, will have gone out by tomorrow, end of day. So in transit, one thing I will say is if your card does somehow get damaged, let me know and I will replace it for you. Usually I use a buttload of Mod Podge as a sealant. So I didn't put anything on these because once everybody has their card, Russ is going to have a bingo postcard decorating contest. So I'm not going to show you guys the actual words, but there's the card. So as you can see, it's pretty plain. You either get one with a brown cardboard background or a white background. It was just dependent on what I had in my stash of upcycled cardboard products. So that's that. But yeah, if anything should happen to your card and it gets torn or I don't know, anything happens to it at all and you need a new card, let me know. Basically, this thing is going to be played on the honors system. So Russ is going to use Bacone somehow, and Bacone's going to be drawing the words out of the hat. And then you guys can call bingo in the comments if you get bingo. So, and I know there have been a few folks who have volunteered to send out a prize or whatever. Again, it's not high stakes or anything like that. This is little things that you can send through the mail. Like I've got a bunch of postcards upstairs that are like store-bought postcards that people keep sending to me. And I get a lot of them off of SwapBot. I'm not going to use them, but maybe one of you guys would. I don't know. So, stuff like that. Or I've got oodles of stickers, sticker sheets, big stickers, little stickers, fuzzy stickers, sparkly stickers, all that. So, yeah, that's my plan. And the reason I'm not doing a craft tonight is because my hands hurt.
You're crafted out.
I am. Like, I stayed up so late. I was up till 1:30. I finally went to sleep at 1:30 this morning. I got all my postcards. My first 9 went out. And then I sat down here about 2 hours before the throwdown started. And I'm like, oh, I got to get started again on the rest of these things. So the one thing, I will give you guys a quick hint. And this, I don't know, this thing got way too process oriented, but here we are. There is a square that says Tangelo. And for good luck, everybody who gets a card gets a little piece of Tangelo. There's a little bit of Tangelo paint for good luck. So may the bingo gods be with you all. The cards will be all going out. And so hopefully those of you that are in the U.S., you should be getting your cards within the next I would say by Monday, especially for you West Coasters, maybe by Monday, Tuesday, depending on mail. So, yeah, that's what I am working on. And we've got 18 people playing. Penelope says she's super excited for the bingo. Awesome. I actually, I need to finish. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 cards. 4 bingo postcards left to make and finish off. So, yeah, it feels good to be almost done. That said, I do have extra. So if anybody else wants to join in on the fun or we get some late additions, we can always mail them a card as well. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think that's mainly what I got for tonight. Like I said, I didn't bring a craft because
You were like,
I'm in postcard land over here, and I'm like, 4 more to go, man, 4 more, and then they'll be done. But I really do think that we could probably do this every other week if peeps want to do it. Now, the one question I have for all of y'all out there, what day works better for most? Would a hump day or Wednesday night bingo be a good day for most people? I know Fridays aren't good for Jim and a few others, so I'll probably try to avoid Fridays. But let me know if you guys have a preferred day, if say Wednesday works or Thursday. I'm trying to figure out days when we have more traffic, more people that come to this live stream. So
And then I actually was also wondering, because even though I was talking about all these like paper choices and cover
Hmm.
choices, I actually have like a lot of strips going on at home. So, does anyone want me to send them like kind of some strips and board that matches it? Something similar to this? So you have at least like a little booklet ready to go that you could just jump into kind of learning the stitch and kind of get you going with that. And then your next one, like set it up yourself. So if anyone wants to take me up on that offer, send me a message so I know how many to make.
Nice. Oh, thank you. I think I mean that's like the starter pack. That's like the template. That's good
Yeah.
to, especially for beginners, because like I could probably figure it out. Um, but if I was going to bind something, it's much easier to have a starter pack, like with
Just
most
like ready
things.
to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm ready for my next signature, and I just double checked to see which way the sewing stations are matching and that the pages match edge to edge. Because sometimes if you pick it up, it like your stack got flipped around or whatever, and I looked this direction. The I could always match up the sewing stations, but the edge to edge was like a little to one side. So I found by flipping it, it's just right. So it's like every time you add your next signature, you kind of want to check that everything's matching correctly.
And we're
So
getting
that's some.
consensus out
Oh,
here. It looks like Wednesdays work for a few folks, so Hump Day Bingo might be a thing.
and Wednesday's good for me.
Okay. If for any reason someone out there Wednesday does not work for you, let me know, and we'll try to triangulate on a good day. But so far, I think Wednesday is under consideration. So that is a really cute drink bottle. What is
Thank
that?
you.
That's adorable.
Daisy Power.
Daisy, I love it. It's like total flower power. Where did you get that?
Paper stores.
I have to
Uh,
go to this store. I
so
have
this
to.
this straw isn't what came with it. It came with like a twirly green one, like as a stem, except it kind of I think accidentally went in the dishwasher and then died. So I was like, no big deal. I'll just like pick another straw for it. But no, I really love it. Especially like for this whole like digital, not digital, virtual, all these videos on Zoom and Instagram, because like you want to have a cute water thing to drink out of,
Mm-hmm.
for see, and you're only seeing half the screen, so it's like the perfect height.
No, that caught my eye
The
right away. Is that made out of plastic or ceramic or what's it made of?
plastic. It's
Okay.
plastic. Yeah.
All right. So my bucket list is going to now include going to a paper source. I have never been to a paper source store ever. I feel like I'm missing out on something here. I need to get in on that.
Well, they are now open, or at least some of them are.
All right. Paper
So,
source.
yeah, so some of them have reopened at this point. Okay, here I go. I'm holding up the book. And I'm now going from the first signature, and I'm going to go straight into the second signature from the outside. And this is, just to get a feeling of it, because then, of course, I think maybe do on Zoom if we can. Obviously, middle of the day, weekdays, not good for most people after learning that this week. So we'll come up with a time that we can all do it. And I think learning this on that might be best.
Okay.
So now you can, no, there we are. So it's attached.
So that's going through the second signature. The needle goes down through the first signature and then through the cover as well.
No, so we're done with the cover. So we're
Okay.
only adding the second signature to the first signature.
Okay.
So now, so that we just kind of jumped over to it. Now this is where the link part comes in. So I go underneath. So it's kind of like, so here's the signature I'm on, the second one. So now I go under the first, kind of between. I'm going between the first, wait here.
So
So this is where the curve,
you're squiggling that needle in between the first and the second signature to get it back around.
it's between the first and the cover.
Okay.
Wait, where is it? I feel like I can't see anything. There we are.
It's so hard to do it backwards, man. It is.
Um, there. So it's going in between the first signature and the cover.
Okay.
And then that's coming out or coming through.
You know, I completely forgot what New York City sounds like. That's what New York City sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
All sirens, all day. I completely
My friend
forgot.
is like, "Where are you? And are you on the street?" And I'm like,
Like, are you
"No."
okay? You're like, nope, I'm home. It's just New
I'm
York.
like, "Yeah, I'm on
It's
the
New
ninth
York.
floor. Sound travels." And then I go back into the same sewing station that I came out of. So it's like you come out of one, do that loop, and then go back in. So, okay.
Looking sharp. I like that.
I don't know. It looks fuzzy to me. No.
But this is like the time I tried to teach how to do lined envelopes. I was like, because this is, remember when Ashley bought her punch board? I'm like, okay, here's your paper, here's your punch board. Now you're going to do this. And then I was doing it upside down to show everybody. And I was like, and then I'm like, wait, no, 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 it's wrong, it's wrong. And I had to keep repositioning it. And I punched it wrong a whole bunch of times. So it's very hard. See, Russ, I think there's something to be said for Russ's camera setup. He's got like this thing where like it hangs precariously over his head while he does his thing, and you just see his hands. But that way he doesn't at least have to do it backwards or like show people like this.
I was looking into sort of a clip or something at Best Buy where so you clip it to the table and there's like a wire thing that comes up and it's one of those circle lights on one like
Yes,
strand
a
and then
ring
the
light.
other one holds the camera and I'm like I'm ready to get it. Like I'm
I have
like
a ring light. I
falls
use
in
it for
love.
work, and it is awesome. So if this were my laptop, I have the ring light right behind my laptop. It's up on like a, it's got like a telescopic base, and so it shines its light on me, and then like I just do my thing. I do my videos. I do whatever I need to do, conference calls, and then it makes your setting look really polished and like lots of light, and it's I like my ring light. I swear by mine. And I think I probably paid 30 maybe for mine on Amazon, but mine's like a, I think it's a 12-inch one, but you can get smaller ones as well. There's different sizes that you can get.
Oh, cool. Yeah. This I think it was 30 for like a smaller ring light plus like the thing to hold the phone.
Some
So
of them come with kits. Like it'll be like a
yeah.
bundle. Yep.
So I was like thinking of that. I was in my head, I wanted to have it before yesterday and today, but that didn't happen. So next time we'll get there slowly. Also, if anyone has any recommendations for an external camera, I wanted to get it for my laptop. I'm looking in the sort of, 100 and under range, but like a quality one. So I don't know, anyone out there, any advice? Let me know.
For me, I just use my phone. So I'm like, this is as many pixels as you guys are getting. Megapixels, whatever the heck it is.
I'm trying to upgrade.
But no, there are better quality like peripheral webcam things that you can plug into your laptop that are probably better quality picture than what you'd get with like, I mean, the iPhone's not bad, but you know, there are probably better ones out there that are better resolution and things like that.
Let's bump it up a little. Cause yeah, my laptop, it's like gives a kind of a fuzzy look. So not pixelated, fuzzy. Either one or the other.
And
A
Tempo,
temp.
Tempo New
Yes,
York
that
joined.
is
Hello.
one of my favorite boutiques on Columbus Avenue that I go to.
Well, good evening and welcome. We are doing a Coptic binding tutorial right now. So Jennifer down there is working on a Coptic binding project and she is showing us how to do the stitching for it. Yeah. And for anybody who is joining us here for the first time, if you're new, we are actually here every night, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Jennifer happens to be my special guest. She's been my special guest last night when she talked about all the techniques and terminologies for bookbinding and the tools. And she is now here tonight doing the actual hands-on tutorial. And then I believe Russell will be back on Friday. So yeah, it's been a good way, frankly. I think to carve up the week and get some different projects showcased. So it's cool. All
I know,
good.
I think we'll be back from popular demand, right?
So Ashley's asking. So the curved needle helps you catch the three from the prior signature easier, like the prior thread, or sorry, catch the thread from the prior signature more easily.
It kind of allows you want to go around the thread. You're actually not going through it. Um, so if you have like a straight needle, um, you kind of have to lift the pages and do a bit more fidgeting. The curved needle kind of does it all in one shot. So, oh, I actually just finished this row. I'll show you again for the next row.
All right.
Oh no, oh, I do have to do an extra loopy thing here, which is confusing. Okay, so I'm gonna just do this one and I'll show you again in a second.
All right. So, other folks that are out there tonight, what are you guys working on? What projects are you planning? What crafty bits are you working on? Comment, let us know. We always love to know what you guys are working on.
Let's see, the curved needle
I'm going to do
helps
a
you
quick time check. All right, so we
three.
have 7 minutes left in the
Oh my
evening.
gosh.
I know. I don't know where this, I was like, woo, this hour
For a
just flew.
moment, I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, we have a whole half an hour. What are
We
we
have
gonna
plenty
do?
of time. Oh, I'm sure the hours are just filled here at our throwdown, aren't they?
And we have to you have to actually say goodbye tonight. Last night was so funny. I was like, "Oh, you and
Yeah.
Russ had it down." And we totally messed it up.
Ooh, Patty, I'm jealous. Patty's been writing a bunch of the loop paper cards tonight. I gotta ask, I keep seeing them in my feed. Are there specific states, Patty, that you, because I know she has one of, I think she has one of each of the 50 states, and they are absolutely beautiful cards. Let me know if there's a specific card that you are writing. And then Penelope is making monoprints for her 100-day project. That is awesome. And that's monoprinting is another thing that I want to learn at some point. So I'm putting this on my craft wish list.
Well, you were
Monoprinting.
sort of doing mono printing with your jelly roll.
True. Half the time I don't know like what the terms are for some of these things. I'm like, the painty thing with a roly flappy doodle thing, you roll it over. So, yeah. And Fee's working on a lino cut for postcards using a photo of mountain hares as a source. Ah, that
Oh,
sounds
oh,
adorable.
that's funny. You said lino. I would say lino cut.
I don't know the correct terminology, so you know, So it's lino.
Yeah, I think so.
That's like
Oh.
Coptic or Copic versus Copic marker. I never know which
Yes,
one it is. Is it Copic or
this is
Copic?
Coptic sewing, and then there's Copic markers.
God, why is it? It's so confusing. Penelope says jelly plate. It je-
Oh yeah, yeah, jelly plate. Yeah, we just say jelly roll here.
I'm adding this to my bingo list, young lady. Here, brayer. That's a yep, an ink brayer, and then a jelly plate for my jelly rolling. All right, let's see what else. Oh, I never knew that. So the lino is actually short for linoleum.
Yes, linoleum.
Ah, okay. And let's see. Oh, okay. So Patty is dabbling. She needs almost all the states, and so right now she is dabbling in the Mississippi Lou paper card, so that she can trade and that she can get another different states for her collection. Ashley is
Ooh.
waiting on an Arkansas Lou paper postcard. They don't have one yet. For some reason, I thought she had all 50 states, but maybe it is a work in progress.
So, okay, so here's the curve. So I'm in between now. Every time you add, you're in between the signature that you're working on and the one below. So now I'm in between the oh no, sorry, I messed up there. See, doing it back. Okay, I'm in between the one below the one I'm working on. So, okay, so there's the one on the top, and then I want to create the link for the one I'm working on. So therefore, I have to go to the one that's already there. So I'm putting the curve in between the first and the second signature because I'm on my third. And I'm not piercing the thread. I'm literally linking, looping it in like under and behind the stitch that's already there. So it's
Okay.
just like pulling through, and the curve helps with that.
So it's attaching to the previous stitch, but you're not going through the other hole. You're going through the hole for the current signature.
So right now there's no hole. I came out of the hole, out of the sewing station, and I just literally went around like under the
Got it.
stitch below it. So there, and I looped it under, and now I'm going to put the needle back in to the top one.
And just
And
a
it
quick
creates
reminder,
that
we have one
loop.
minute left. So I'm going to start our
Oh my
sign
God.
off real quick. My God,
Yes,
I don't know
do
where the
it.
night went. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Jennifer, thank you for your tutelage on this Coptic binding. I got to get in on this. This is really cool stuff. And for those of you who will be joining us tomorrow for Friday, Russ will be back tomorrow. I don't know what he'll be working on. Heck, I don't know what I'll be working on either, but keep your eyes peeled for those bingo postcards, people. They are on their way. So, yeah.
Yay. Thanks everyone for
Thank you
coming out,
guys.
hanging
Have a
out.
wonderful evening, and we'll be back tomorrow. So, we'll see you then. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.